All right, welcome to the Iron Sharpening Iron Show. I'm your man, Big Jack. This is where we prove we are stronger together, that if each one would reach one, we can all grow and glow. And I'm super excited today because it's another day that I can be on the stage with you, each and every one of you who have been with us throughout the year, who have supported us, who have watched the shows and met all our different guests and everything. I just want to thank you. And I'm also excited because we know that we're getting ready to go to the universe. And this will be actually the last live show that we'll be doing. Well, I don't say a live show. It'll be the last live Iron Sharpening Iron with a guest, a specific guest on the show. So that's what we're going to be doing. But I thank you all through 2025 and all that we've done. I want to get it out there right now in case I forget, because I can do that. Y'all know me, Big Jack. But happy holidays to you all and a happy new year if I don't say it at the end. But I'm going to make sure, and I'm hoping that Walt Talks or somebody make sure I say those words again to you. But I thank you all for being here, and I'm looking for a wonderful show today. So to kick this thing off and get it going, and hopefully my man is ready to go, I'm going to bring my man Walt Talks up on the stage so we can get it going. So let me get him up here. Give me 1 second to get Walt on the stage. My man, what's going on, sir?
My man, what's happening, Big Jack? How you doing, sir?
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm super excited today.
Yeah, me too. Because when I see a baseball diamond, I'm thinking pitchers and catchers report, and I'm thinking spring and golf season. So, unfortunately, we right in the dead heat of winter, but we'll see what happens.
Well, it depends on what part of the country you're in. Sometimes,
Well,
down in Florida and Arizona and places like that, they play pretty much year round. But you're right, in our area, that field's probably covered in snow or ice or something right now.
and there lies the problem, because in Washington D.C. it is not quite warm enough. But I was gonna get a couple of warm days. I might get New Year's even. I mean, Christmas Eve and the day after Christmas. So, yeah, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to everybody in advance. So that way you won't forget it, and neither will I. How about that?
I appreciate that because, sometimes, me, I get caught up into this, man, and I'll forget all about that. So I even put the little symbol down there on the screen and say Happy Holidays, so nobody say I missed it. So, so we got this going on. But look, Wade, we got a wonderful guest for the show today. He's a returner, but he's never been a guest on the Iron Sharpening Iron show. But he's been in our foes before, so I'm super glad to get him back up here and get him on the stage. So if you're ready, we can get him up here. Are you ready?
Let's get to it.
Let's make it happen, bro. Let's make it happen.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We got our man Michael on the stage. What's going on, Mike?
What's going on, man? Big Jack, thanks for having me. Walt, it's great to see you guys again. I'm excited to be here.
What's happening, sir? Good to see you back, man. How you doing?
Doing great, man. Everything's been good for me. Hey, it's the off season for me, so thinking about chilling, friends, family, holidays. It's a good time.
Well, that's good. That's good. You are look. He said it's an off season, so you already see we got the baseball diamonds up. So it's going to be an off season because you are a baseball player. And matter of fact, in your tagline down there, it says Texas Rangers pitcher. So, and we're not talking about a boys club, a high school, or even a college. We're talking about the Texas Rangers. Is that what we're talking about?
Texas Rangers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. So,
Mike,
no, I was gonna say, So, for the people that don't know, or I guess no, I'll say it when you ask me about it.
No. Hey, we already live,
baby. We live.
We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. Live on Twitch. We're gonna make cuts of this and definitely put it on Instagram and TikTok and things like that. And like I say, you're a returner to the show, so you're already a Hall of Famer in our book.
I
But
don't know about
for
Hall of
those
Fame
who,
yet, but we're making progress.
well, look, on the Iron Sharpening Iron universe, you're already a Hall of Famer. So
Already a
you
Hall of
already
Fame.
you got your first jacket, if nothing else.
Okay,
Yeah.
I appreciate that. But yeah, for the people that at home that don't know, my name's Michael Trausch. I am a left-handed pitcher in the Texas Rangers organization, and been playing baseball my whole life. It's a blessing. It's awesome. But baseball is what I do, and it's not who I am. So that's why I'm happy to get onto this show and my man Jack and Walt, and just talk about life, talk about baseball, man to man, just talk about life experiences, how the game translates to life, what I learned, and things that I've gone through. But yeah, I'm a Phoenix native. I'm right here in Phoenix, Arizona, so I'm a couple hours behind. I know they're on the East Coast, but born and raised here. Whole family's from Chicago, so I'm actually going to Chicago next week. It's gonna be nice to see Chi-Town again. But yeah, I've always loved baseball. It's brought so many blessings and gifts to my life, and I owe the game a lot of things. The game doesn't owe me anything, and it's been a great blessing that I'm excited to share, like my journey and things that I've experienced.
That's cool. That's cool. So again, welcome to the show. Most people in this time of year saying they don't say they're looking forward to going to Chicago.
Yeah,
it's cold. I know it's cold up there, especially coming out of Arizona.
I know.
So,
Yeah, I'm a lizard. My teammates call me the lizard.
Right. Yeah,
I don't like because I don't look like a lizard, but because I'm from Arizona, like they think I can't handle the cold. I can handle the cold. I got a little North Face puffy jacket to keep me warm. So I mean, it is gonna be cold, but it's it'll be worth it. See the family, and Chicago's beautiful in the winter, man. I don't know if you guys have been there.
Yeah.
Around Christmas time, they light up like the whole city, and it's beautiful. I like it.
I'm guessing you put the North Face on around 50 degrees.
Yeah, maybe 60, maybe 60. I feel a little chill breeze.
Oh man,
that's one of
my
my
65. I'm cold. I'm chilling.
That was one of my things when I was being recruited in college or high school to go to college. My first visit was to Illinois, so I went to Illinois University. That was my first visit, and so it was cold out there in Champaign. They were getting ready for a bowl game, so they had the big bubble over top of the field and all that other stuff. But I was in the bubble watching them practice, and I stepped out the bubble, and the wind took my hat and blew it like a mile down the road. And it was at that moment, as I'm chasing my hat, that I'm like, I'm not coming here. There was nothing they could have said to get me to stay in Illinois. It was like, I'm not coming here, so they can
that'll do it for sure.
Yeah. So it was super cold, but it's a windy city, so I was expecting that. But it was just that lake, and it gets cold up there. So, but it is a beautiful area, beautiful. The city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, a lot of good things. So we're not dissing or saying anything negative about any one of those locations.
But the Hawk is the Hawk.
If you think you're going there, that's right. The Hawk is the Hawk, 100%.
And honestly, a lot of those people in Illinois and Chicago, they wouldn't blame you. Like both my parents, they left for a reason. Like, hey, we still love Chicago. We still love it. It's near and dear to our hearts, but we had to get out of the cold and move there.
Right.
So.
All right. So you said you've been playing all your life. So I know you didn't come out your mom's womb with a bat in your hand and all that other stuff. But when was the first time you stepped on a diamond as a kid? Did you play the T-ball and make your way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how did that go?
My dad, it started with my dad. Like he's always loved baseball. He grew up in Chicago. He was a Cubs fan his whole life. Like he told me he would cry every time the Cubs lost. So you've
been crying a long time.
Cried a lot.
Cried a lot. Pop's cried a lot.
Puddles of tears from my dad as a kid. Yeah. So that must have been brutal. But he's always loved baseball. It's been his passion. He didn't have a dad growing up, so he was never great, and he didn't have like a role model to get him into sports. So I feel like, as I'm growing up, I see from my dad, as soon as he had me as a son, like he knew, like, I want this kid to play baseball. Now, obviously, it's my choice, but I enjoyed it a lot too. So he got me into Little League when I was 4. I think that was like the first age you can like sign up. So yeah, I was 4. Funny stories. We didn't know I was lefty. So I remember like I was like playing with my right. I was throwing the ball with my right hand, and then I picked it up and threw it with my left and way harder. And he was like, "Wait, hold on." And then we figured out that like I was actually a lefty, and it was pretty funny. But yeah, I played Little League when I was 4 or 5. I played all up until now, and I'm so happy he did. Like, I experimented. I played basketball growing up too. My dad would never let me play football. Like, I love football. Like, I watch football, but I'm kind of glad now because I want to live past 60. Okay.
Yeah.
And I, you know, as I'm growing up now, I'm like thinking about having kids. Like, I mean, my son can do what he wants to do, but I see now why he really wanted me to do baseball. And so, yeah, like, I mean, there was times in my life where growing up, like, obviously, I think when I was about 12, I had a little bit of a disconnect and I took a break from baseball. And coming back to it was the best thing I've ever done because I was gonna quit at one point, and then I came back. All my friends convinced me to come back. You know, they're like, "You're too good to quit. Why would you quit?" I was just burnt out. But coming back was the best thing I've ever done, and I'm so glad my friends talked me back into it because, you know, it's led me. It's brought so many wonderful things into my life. So, yeah, just always love the game, and I'm a competitor. I like competing. I love that. That's why I love pitching because it's just me against the hitter. Just mano a mano, me against you. I'll give you my best. You give me your best.
Right.
We'll see what happens. So, you know, baseball, it's one of those things where, like, you know, even as a player, sometimes I think the game's a little slow, sometimes watching it. But when you're the one out there on the field, boy, it is a completely different game. Like, people, it's actually very fast. And that's the irony. And that's what's funny about it is, like, watching it is slow. As soon as you get out there, it's way quicker than anything else because there's so many little things you got to think about. And it's really the people who have knowledge of the game who stay around for a long time. But yeah, baseball, it's taught me a lot about life too. And it's, yeah, my dad, I got to give credit to my dad because I wouldn't be here where I am without him. All the tournaments that he drove me to, all the money that he spent on club teams, equipment, because equipment ain't cheap. So, you know, I really appreciate my mom and my dad for just like giving me this opportunity and allowing me to follow my dreams and do my passion and supporting me because, you know, not everybody has that. So I definitely don't take it for granted. So shout out mama and pops and shout out baseball because we did so far.
No, that's cool. That is cool. You mentioned the club team. So a lot of people don't know outside of the local boys and girls club, but there's a lot of travel teams. So that when you're talking about the club team, you're talking about those travel teams where you got to travel all over the state and outside the state to play and things like that. So what was that experience like? Because that's when you start seeing players that's just as good as you. You're not just in the local neighborhood. You're playing some of the best in the state. So did you see where that's where you saw your separation between, like, I'm really good at this thing? Is that where you saw that?
Yeah. So it's interesting because, you know, it's crazy. Everything is changing so fast. Like, you look around the world, everything's changing. And baseball is one of those things. Baseball has been changing a lot. You know, when just in the past 5 years, that's what's so crazy. Like, I played, you know, I was on travel ball teams 8 years ago, and the landscape now is a lot different than it was 8 years ago. And it's not that long. But yeah, I played on travel ball teams, and I didn't play on any huge teams where I traveled all over the country. I traveled to Vegas, California. I'm in Arizona, so I traveled to neighboring states. And it was a great experience. It's awesome because it brings camaraderie and it brings friendships and bonds that, you know, you might not be able to make in other areas, and that's why I love sports. But yeah, growing up, it was awesome, and the competition, it did make me realize that, yeah, I do have potential in this game. I am good because I'm a humble guy, but obviously I was always one of the better players on my team, if not the best player. So it was good, and seeing kids who were better than me, because I was not the best player growing up. I was always very good. I was not the best. But yeah, club ball was really fun. I mean, it was every single baseball player. Like, you could ask them, some of their best days playing was club ball back when they were a kid. Like, there's times where I reminisce on it, and I'm like, man, like, I wish I could go back in life. You know, it's like, I don't know, shout out Drake, but he said, I wish I could go back in life, not to change things, but to feel it twice. You know what I mean? Because it is a great experience. And like, you know, it's like, it's when you're a kid and you're playing these games, it's so much fun. You're with your friends, like, you guys are competing for something together. As you get older, it's the same thing, but now there's more pressure. It's professional. So again, there's pros and cons, but everybody, I love club ball. It was awesome. But now today, the difference is it's a lot bigger now and it's a lot more monetized. Like there's so many club teams now and a lot of really good talent. Kids are better now than they've ever been, but there's a lot of money being made in it too. Like, some of these parents are paying $1,000 a month for their kid to play on the club team, and then they got to pay hundreds for tournaments out of town. Like, it's a really big thing now. Like, it's a big business too. A lot of talent, a lot of eyes, but I think for youth baseball players, it is important to get on a good club team. But I also think that people are getting a little bit too in on they're putting too much stock into it. I feel like because it's all an age thing. Like how you can't tell if a kid's gonna be the next Barry Bonds when he's 12. You know what I mean? Like he might be really good, but we all know that kid that was the best kid we've ever seen when we were 10, and now he's, I don't know. He's not playing the game. I'm not gonna say anything, but he's not playing anymore.
But now you had mentioned that as well, because you were saying that there was a time that you had got burnt out. So that right there, when you start real early and you get that pressure real early, it burns you out real early because it is a lot of work. I mean, you don't know this about me, but I'm gonna share. I play baseball also. I played baseball in club level. I played in high school. I was offered a scholarship to play in college, but I went the football route. But at the same time, I was a catcher. So I was going to ask you this too. Did you play any other positions besides pitcher? I know when they found out that you was left-handed, you T-ball, so you ain't had to pitch in T-ball. So,
right.
Yeah. So what else did you do, and what other positions did you try before pitching?
Oh man, I was as a lefty. I mean, I was first base and outfield, so pretty where all the lefties play. But I mean, growing up when I was younger, I mean, I played shortstop. Like before, when you could just play wherever. I actually didn't like pitching that much when I was growing up. I was a hitter. Like any of my teammates now, they would laugh at me and be like, "Bro, shut up, you're not hitting." But back in the day, like I could swing it, and I loved hitting. I thought I was gonna make it as an outfielder. I took a lot of pride in that. Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mays, outfield center fielders. Like I wanted to be just like Ken Griffey Jr. Lefty swing. Obviously, I was not Ken Griffey Jr. Like I'm a pitcher, but yeah, I played outfield. I remember we had a practice one time. We had a retired Dodgers hitting coach. So he used to be a Dodgers hitting coach. And I had a lesson with him. And I was hitting, and my dad told me that he told my dad, your son Michael has a lot of potential in this game. And he was talking about hitting. You're not talking about pitching. And I always thought, I'm going to make it as a hitter. But, once I started, I was always a good pitcher. Once I started really putting focus into my pitching and, I realized like, this is my path. Like, this is what I want to do. I don't want to hit anymore. And, to be honest, it's almost like two different sports. Being a pitcher and being a position player, it's so different that, being a pitcher now for the last 6 years, like, honestly, when I see these hitters like hitting, like it feels weird. Like it's like I haven't swung a bat in so long. Like it almost feels like a different game. But yeah, I was always like a position player growing up, and I always loved hitting until I got to about junior year of high school, and I started dominating on the mound. That's when I realized like this is my calling, is pitching.
So now let's go to this point real quick though. If you were in the National League, right, you would have to hit as a pitcher, right? The National League hits, in the American League they use the DH. Am I mixing them up, or which way?
Well, yeah, that was the rule for a long time, but they actually they banged that, so now there's no pitchers who hit, and it was it was a couple years ago, so pretty recently. Pitchers, we don't have to hit anymore, which honestly I'm a little bummed out about because, in spring training, like my roommate last year was 29 years old and I was 20. I was just turning 21. He's 29. He's telling me like, bro, when I first came up, like we had to bunt. The pitchers had to do hitting practice. And that sounds so fun to me. Like we're actually practicing like bunting and hitting. So, I kind of wish we still hit as pitchers. I think it's funny. Like, no one's expecting us to go up there and hit a home run. So it's like, might as well just go up there and see what I could do.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a pastime. It's done for. The pitchers, we don't do anything besides throw. And we get a lot of slack for that from the hitters. They think we're lazy.
I want to say Thank you for letting me know that. Go ahead, Walt. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, can you mess around in practice and hit sometimes just for giggles, stuff, just for
Um,
laughs, or is that like taboo?
Not really. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I mean, I don't think the coaches they might honestly. I think we'd
Mhm.
have to plead our case and maybe make a bargain with them or something. Like, hey, if we, have a little
But like,
shutout, a little no hitter, like little pitchers
no, but I
hitting.
mean, just like in practice, like never on a bet, the guy's giving you the business about not being able to hit, and you ever just
Oh,
in practice just get up there and like, okay, throw me some
oh
heat
no, yeah.
and knock
There's
one
been
out
some
the park.
times, bro. We
Hmm.
were in the cage. We were in the cages. I was with some of the
Okay.
hitters, and I took their bat and I hit a few off the tee, and then realized that I should probably never do that again. Honestly.
Yeah, I played just center field little league, man. But let me tell you this. So I'm not a huge baseball fan. I may go to 2 baseball games a year. So you're throwing 98. What are you throwing?
I wish. I mean, I'm
What do you?
respectful.
What's the average? I mean, what's the average? Because I'm
92,
92.
93,
Okay. All right.
93.
So and it's coming back at you twice as fast, almost maybe not twice as fast, but
Sometimes
time and
it
a
can.
half. Yeah.
It can come back 110.
So that blows my mind how quick the reflexes are of a pitcher
Hmm.
for that ball to come back at you. Now, I mean, you see YouTube stuff and you see people grab all kind of stuff, but
Oh yeah.
the last baseball game I went to, I'm sitting up in the nosebleeds off of the third baseline, off of third base line, and the ball came up. And of course, you always see the guy catching the ball in the
Mhm.
audience, in the
Yeah.
stands, right? Well, this ball, you hear the crack. I mean, just like a sound that you never forget, the crack of a baseball. And this thing is coming up. And I'm telling you, man, it looked like somebody was throwing a basketball at me. I mean, this thing, you can see it, you can almost see the seams just coming back at you like this. And
Oh
this
yeah.
thing got bigger and bigger and bigger. And, we're all supposed to be, tough guys. And hey, man, I've never seen so many grown men duck in my life. And we ducked. It went into the it went into the it hit the concession stand and
Yeah.
just knocked the whole front of the concession stand off. There was like a panel and it boom, and just knocked the whole thing off. And I said, man, so I'm just sitting there saying, man, as a pitcher, you got to be on it, man. I mean, like you said, it comes at you fast. It literally comes at you fast when you're a pitcher, man. So
Oh yeah.
yeah, that's amazing to me, man. So that level of you got to stay focused the whole time. I mean, people think it's a slow game, you don't pay attention, but the moment you don't, man, can cost you your life. So yeah, I man,
That
I
right there.
salute you for that because your reflexes got to be on 1,000 to be on that mound and have one come right back at you, man. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and obviously playing this game for so long, it's just like you said. It is a little scary. Like
Mhm.
it's something that you have to know. Like
Yeah,
growing up, every level, the game gets faster, the guys get
that's
stronger.
yeah.
And I actually have a funny story for you. My first ever spring
Mhm.
training. So I got drafted in 23, but like late in the year, and I didn't play at all because it was after my season. My arm was sore. I pitched a little bit, but I never pitched in any real games. So 2024 is my first real spring training. It's my first actual spring training. And the first batter I ever faced was at practice. And the Rangers just won the World Series in 2023. So we actually had a ton of fans come to our spring training. It was so cool. Like
Wow.
all of our backfields were filled with fans because they would come way before the big league games so they could see all the
Mhm.
minor leaguers get our
Mhm.
autograph. And I remember my first batter ever. I was facing Josh Young, and he was an all-star on the Major League Rangers that year. So this guy's legit. And Josh Young's an incredible player. He's a great hitter. He's a righty, mashes lefties. Obviously, I'm a lefty. It's my first ever batter in spring training, and I look up, I see Josh Young waving his bat in there. I'm like, oh god! And he just got out of rehab. So
Oh
another
man.
thing I'm thinking is I cannot hit this guy. He's
Right.
worth millions of dollars, and I'm just this first year minor leaguer. So if I hit him, like that's not good. So
Oh man, you under a lot of pressure.
yeah, but I went out there and I was like, screw it, man. So I was like, I split the plate in half, and I'm like, I'm gonna pepper that outside corner so I don't hit him. And I did. I was just dotting the outside corner, and I
Mhm.
was getting strikes, and I got him to a full count. And I remember I threw him a fastball right down the middle. Whack! I mean, it was the loudest crack I'd ever heard in my life. That
Mm.
ball flew about a couple, like maybe a few feet to my right, the ball was already past me before I even finished like my motion.
Wow,
And
that part.
I remember thinking to myself, like I rewatched the video. I still have it on my
Mhm.
phone. If that ball was hit in front of me, I
Yeah,
wouldn't even had time to react. Like I would probably
right.
be in an ambulance. I'm not even joking. He hit
Yeah.
that ball 109 miles an hour, and
Wow.
I probably wouldn't be on this podcast right now if it was a few feet over. So thank God it wasn't. But yeah, that was just and it's a major league all-star, and it shows you like, you know, you go from high school, because I only played 1
Yeah.
year of college.
Mhm.
So high school, I played 1 year of college. Now I'm facing all-stars in the major leagues,
Right.
grown men, you know, and it's a different ball game. So yeah, it does happen really fast. And that's what I'm telling you, is it's slow when you're watching it, but then
Mhm.
that second you're not paying attention or you're a little lackadaisical, that's when it could cost you the whole game.
Oh, yeah.
Because as a pitcher, you're so vulnerable because, like you just said, before you even finish your motion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
you're kind of like a boxer who's thrown a punch and it leaves himself wide open for the next thing coming, right?
Yeah.
And man, I'm just amazed at how that works, man. So yeah, I mean, like, wow, you know, this is
It is
when I
kind of scary, but
yeah,
you
like,
see
geez.
some of those guys where they hit it and they just throw their glove up and then it's like
Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Is what we
Merry
say.
Christmas, right,
Like, I
right.
caught it. Like, look what I found. That's what we say.
Wow.
Yeah, that's so what I'm listening to you say you got him to a full count. So you imagine the pressure you had on him,
Yeah.
because he couldn't let no rookie
can't let you- yeah,
come
yeah,
out and
yeah,
strike
yeah.
him out.
Yeah, and there's a ton of
Yeah.
fans
That was
watching
a lot
too.
of pressure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man.
That's a
Yeah.
lot of pressure, because you know who is this rookie out here trying to pitch me? You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
Matter- They might have put you on the bus, send you out of there, man.
Yeah.
So,
Lose for me.
so you said 1 year of college, and then I guess, did you have to I guess you say commit to go into the draft? Like you say, hey, I'm gonna put myself out there. How did that process work?
No, so that's what's interesting about what I think is kind of interesting about my story is it's not like most guys. Like when I talk to most other guys in pro ball, they had a lot different like experience with the draft. Me, so basically, if you go to a junior college like I did, I went to Central Arizona, one of the top ranked junior colleges in the country. Past 10 years, they've actually produced a lot of draft picks. We had 4 guys from my team go pro the next year. And that's what a lot of people don't understand is 25% of draft picks come from junior college. So if a kid goes to a good junior college, he has a good chance of getting drafted if he's good. Like scouts will see talent, they'll find it. But the rule is if you go to junior college, you're draft eligible after 1 year. So a lot of guys, they'll go to junior college and they'll get drafted after 2 years of JUCO. If they don't transfer to a 4-year. But if you go to a 4-year university, you have to play 3 years in order to be draft eligible. So I actually wanted to go to a junior college because I knew a lot about Central and I had friends who had went there. I saw guys getting drafted out of there. I knew there were scouts at the games. I was thinking about it differently. I knew, okay, this is a junior college. They're good. I can work my way up. I can get playing time here. And they also have a lot of scouts there. So if I ball out here and I don't need to do 3 years of school, if everything works out. So if I just work hard, go to this junior college, because when I went to Central, they had just won the national champion too. So they were junior college national champions and they wanted me. They showed a ton of interest in me. I had some D1 interest. I wasn't like a huge name out of high school, but I was talented. I was kind of under the radar. So Central, you know, they saw me and they said, we really want to get you. I saw that they really wanted me. I love the coaching staff there, and I went there, and like, to be honest with you, it kind of just worked out for me. Like, you know, success, like there is a little bit of luck to it as well, because I was at the right place at the right time and I showed out. So obviously I did what I had to do, but you know, if I pitched just as good as I pitched, but I was somewhere else, and let's say there weren't as many scouts there, or there were no scouts, I might not be where I'm at. But because I was at where I was, and we had a lot of guys, we had a lot of dogs, like Matt Wilkinson. I'm going to shout him out real quick. The tugboat. Hey, he's the tugboat, bro. The hefty lefty. He was our man. He was the pitcher of the year at junior college that year. He was like my mentor. I give a lot of where I'm at because of him. He's with the Cleveland Guardians now, so he got drafted 2023, just like me. He won the minor league pitcher of the year for the Guardians last year. So Tug is no joke. Like he can dice some hitters up, and he taught me a lot of what I know. And, I got to give some props to him on why I got drafted, because he brought a lot of scouts to our games. Okay. Scouts had no idea who I was. I start balling out. Now the scouts are getting interest on me. So, it was just right place, right time. Now, of course, like back to what you said about the draft process, it was weird for me because, I was playing and I noticed, I remember my pitching coach was really good friends with the Rangers scout, our area scout. So that also helped me out. Again, a little bit of luck, like the chance that they're really good friends. And Levi Lacey was his name. Shout out Levi, but he was the area scout at the time for the Rangers, and he really had his eye fixated on me. And I had other scouts looking at me too, but Levi, I heard through the grapevine that he was very interested in me. So obviously that got me a little excited, but I didn't know what that meant. Another thing that was different for me is I didn't have an agent at all. Like a lot of guys had an agent, they had an advisor. I didn't have an advisor. I had my dad. You know what I mean? Like just me and Pops. No one to negotiate or talk to anyone. I didn't know any of like the processes or how any of it even worked. And then I remember after my season, at this point in time, I had been in contact with Levi briefly, just kind of getting to know me, feeling me out. And then after our season ended, it was I was sitting in my room one summer day before I went to summer ball, and I was chilling at home, and Levi calls me. And I remember I saw him calling me, and I'm like, oh, Ranger Scout's calling me. I wonder what this is about. I answer, and he tells me, Michael, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then he cuts to the chase and says, look, we want to draft you this year. And he just told me that flat out. And I remember I was like a little bit in disbelief, almost like I don't believe this is happening right now. Like I know I'm really good, but I've always dreamed about this moment. And the fact that like it just it didn't happen yet, but him alluding to that and telling me we want to draft you, I mean, that kind of lit a fire inside of me too. It was in that moment, like everything switched where I was like, okay, this is becoming a reality now. So it's time to kick it into gear. So that summer I went out, I played in the Northwoods League, which is a pretty highly coveted league, summer ball. It's a grind, man. The Northwoods is gritty. Like any baseball player will tell you, like if you played in the woods, like you know what it's like. So, I mean, there's one off day the whole month, playing every day, bus rides, long bus rides. You're not getting paid. You're paying to play there. And, it really does teach you though, like what it's like, it's kind of like the minor leagues minus the pay and maybe not as nice in some areas, but that was a great experience for me. And I knew that the Rangers were watching me. So my summer ball experience was, I probably could have had more fun because even my coach, he was like, you need to have more fun. Like you're taking it too seriously because for me, I know like the Rangers are watching every game. I knew the Blue Jays, I knew the Orioles, they were watching a few of my games. So as summer ball started to progress, I started building a track record. Like I had my season at Central and then I started dominating in summer ball too. And then the Rangers, I mean, I remember draft day came. I just been talking to Levi, at this point after summer ball, I knew there was a really good chance I was getting drafted by the Rangers. Like I thought it was almost certain. And then I get back from summer ball. And this is where like, when I talk to other guys, nobody really experienced this. I live in Arizona. So obviously the Texas Rangers spring training is in Surprise, about 45 minutes from me. And Levi, the scout, he called me and he said, hey, why don't you come over to the complex and I'll give you a tour. So it was almost like a college campus tour, but at the Rangers complex. And when I tell people that, like no one really had done that before, or like at least from my experience, it was weird. And keep in mind, I didn't have an agent throughout this whole process. Like it's just me talking to the scout, my dad. So my dad and I went there, we're walking around. I'm seeing players like it's during their season. So they're just having a normal day. And I'm just walking around. He's showing me all the clubhouses. So obviously in my mind, I'm thinking I'm getting drafted by the Rangers. Like they're showing me all this, like it's going to happen. So then draft day comes and I mean, I was nervous. I was super nervous. We had a set money amount. They told me that we could do this. I was on board with it. I was like, this is going to happen. So obviously I knew I wasn't going to get drafted the first day because the first few rounds, but 1 year of JUCO, that's impossible. I mean, so then the second, third day comes around and I remember I was just nervous. I mean, I'm watching with my dad. We're just watching. Third day comes around. And I knew like this is probably when it's going to happen a little bit later in the draft, but I'm not worried about that. I just want my shot to go pro. So I finally get the call from Levi, and I remember my heart was racing. I answer it. It's so weird because like you only have a few minutes to make a decision. Like they're on the clock. So he told me, he said, "Hey, we want to pick you in the next round." It was funny because I knew that like it was coming soon. They were at round 14, and I was like, okay, like there's 20 rounds in the draft now. There used to be 40. There's 20 now.
Oh, wow.
So
a lot of players. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had to cut down on the amount of players. So there's less spots, but we get better lifestyles now. So it's a give and a trade. So it was like the 14th round. I saw the Rangers drafted a lefty. Wasn't me. I was like, dang. 14th round, Rangers draft a lefty. So 13th and 14th round, Rangers draft left-handed pitchers. Not me. So I'm thinking like, whoa, like
oh boy, yeah.
15th round rolls around. They give me the call. Levi calls me. I'm like, oh, I look over at my dad. I'm like, here we go. They tell me the set money amount. It was a little bit lower now than we had agreed on, but it doesn't matter. I want my shot.
Right, you want your shot.
I'm grateful. I only had like a minute to decide. And I looked at my dad. I said, let's do it. I'm doing it. Let's go ride it out. Let's ride this dream. That was one of the best days. Honestly, that probably is the best day of my life so far. It was awesome, and then, just that whole process was so weird and just so different than other people because it was almost like I knew I was going to the Rangers from when they first called me during summer. It was just, and I didn't have anybody to like negotiate for me, but I'm super grateful. I'm super grateful for the people that gave me that opportunity. I'm super grateful for Central Arizona. Shout out to my pitching coach there, Jojo Howie, great guy, amazing coach, competitor. He really brought out like the competitive edge in me. Like he showed me that like sometimes it's not, sunshine and rainbows. Like he's going to get on my ass and make sure that I'm working hard. And that's what it's going to take. So he really pushed me. And also Tugboat, my mentor. I had a lot of great people there, and then everything just worked out for me. So like most guys, they don't get drafted after 1 year of junior college. It's not like something that happens all the time. But I'm just really grateful for my opportunity to do this.
That's good.
So
that really is good. So look, Mike, real quick, I got a photo I want to put up, and I want you to tell me about this experience here. So let's see what we got. All right, here we go. Yeah. So what tell us about this right here, this photo here. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, there wasn't much even going through my head or my body besides just pure excitement and just almost like that surreal feeling of like, there's no way this is happening. Like, what is my life turning into right now? Because I know I still have a ways to go. Like I haven't made it yet, but the top of one mountain is the bottom of the next, like they say. But this was the top of the mountain for sure at this moment in time. And I remember being in that room with my dad and the coordinators and the people that helped us set up. It was unreal. Like just being in a major league affiliated like atmosphere and being in their building and signing an official contract. I mean, I wasn't even reading the contract. I just wanted to sign it. I was like just skipping over pages like, hey, can I just get this signed and make it official? So I was so excited. That was an unreal feeling, man. Like it's a blessing. It's a blessing because it teaches you that, like if you asked the sophomore high school me, like, if you would have showed me that picture, like I would have thought like there's no way, So it's just like now, like if you tell me you're gonna make it to the major leagues, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna make it because I never thought I'd be here in the first place. So why would I doubt myself? Anything is possible. Like if you just believe it and you work hard towards it and you really have a passion for it and you're able to accept, getting your shit kicked in sometimes and for it not to go as planned sometimes, then it sets you up for success. And, it's just that's honestly, it's been a great journey just throughout everything.
Right. So now when it's all said and done, and I'll get you, Walt, on this one.
Thank you.
When it's all said and done and you signed your contract, it's time to report. So how does that work? All the draftees report at the same time, or how does that work for the program?
Yeah, so basically when the draft happens, they draft 20 guys. So what actually happens is not all 20 guys usually sign. So what happened for us was one of those left-handed pitchers, which I guess worked out for me, shout out to him, but he didn't end up signing because he was a high schooler. I guess maybe he wanted more money. He wanted to go to college. So not every guy that gets drafted actually signs. But once you agree to the money, the contracts and all that, everybody shows up. Everybody has like a set day to report, and yeah, we all get there at once, and it's almost like a summer camp, because you got these 20 random guys that just all coming together from all over the place. And now we're just in this little group, and they kind of like teach us the ropes, teach us everything. We have these nutrition classes, fitness classes, rules, regulations, all that sort of thing. So, it did kind of make me feel like I was at a summer camp. And it's kind of funny now, like now that I'm acclimated and I've been in it for a couple of years now, thinking to myself when I first got there, like I was nervous, man. I wanted to fit in. I was, it was a surreal feeling, but everybody probably felt like that. And now, like, I'm so comfortable with it, and I feel like I've grown a lot, because that was a really cool time, though. Like all these different guys just coming in, we all have the same passion. It also makes you, think like, okay, this is my competition. Like they can be my friend, but they're also my competitor, and it drives you a little bit.
No, it's good. Walter, it looked like you got something to say. You got
I just wanted before you got into the pro level, I wanted to back up for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You're in junior college. You don't have an agent, which may be a plus if I'm hearing it. If it's like basketball, I think, because if you do have an agent, you lose your eligibility, or how does it work with baseball?
No, so I mean, you don't lose eligibility with an agent. An agent just is there to guide you. They obviously know all the rules for everything. They've experienced other players, so they can guide you. They can negotiate. They can talk to coaches for you. They can get you gear. They can help set you up with some things. But no, having an agent doesn't change any of your eligibility.
Doesn't change your eligibility. So let's just say, for the sake of this discussion, you don't get picked up by the Rangers, but you have an agent. You don't get drafted. You are then eligible to leave the pro draft and go back to junior college. Is that what you're telling me? Is that how that works? Okay. Okay, cool.
So, like for my example, I mean, you don't necessarily need an agent to get drafted. Agents definitely just help, because obviously, like an agent has to be MLB certified.
Sure.
So there's something to be said about that, and they know how to negotiate. It looks more professional when you have an agent.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. But I'm just saying, as far as clearly your father was well versed, because he kind of walked you through this. But I'm saying, for the parent of the kid who doesn't have your father, or a father like yours, or doesn't have that, and he's in this junior college trying to make his way, and everybody wants to throw their hat in the ring. But I mean, I was just wondering from the standpoint of, what are you sacrificing, or what are you possibly sacrificing to go through this process? If you don't come out the other end with the Texas Rangers or another pro team, what have you left yourself to go back to? And that was my only question. So, Jack, I appreciate that. I was just some confusion on that, because hey man, like you said, I mean, I know that was your plan, and you wanted to do that, but a lot of guys have that plan.
Yeah,
right. So, I mean, you've said how fortunate you are, and you still have to go get your education, or get your whatever it is you're going to junior college for. I mean, I know you were trying to get more out of it than just baseball. I know that for a fact. I'm sitting here talking to you. You're like a very smart young man.
Truth be told, I was there to play ball. I mean, I actually hated the classes. Like, dude, we had practice every day, and then I remember the first semester, every day, as soon as practice ended, I had about a 15-minute window before my 2-hour math class in person. So I had to literally run to my car, speed to my dorm, take the quickest shower of my life, and then run to the cafeteria. Most times I didn't even have time to get food. I was so hungry. So my teacher let me show up 5 minutes late, because he knew I had practice. So I'm running to the cafeteria, grabbing a sandwich, running to my math class. And I'm already like just finished a 3-hour practice. Now I have 2 hours of math in person. Then I got an online class, a bunch of homework. Student athlete is not easy. Like, if you want to maintain straight A's and perform well on the field, it's not easy. And look, I did what I needed to do to stay eligible, but I'm gonna be for real. Like, I was there to play ball, and I had a goal, and I made it happen. But obviously, you know, if I need to go back to school, finish my education, find
Yeah,
what
sure.
interests me, like, yeah, then I think that's all it is. Like, you got to be interested in something to want to learn it.
Right.
If I'm interested in something, I will stay up all night and learn so much about it. But if I don't really have that much interest in it, it's hard for me to get into it and like really want to put hours of studying. You know how it is. Like that's how most people feel.
No, and that, you know, and I'm glad you said what you said about that, and that's for a lot of the parents that may be watching this, is going to watch this. A student athlete, because we always say, you know, you're a student first, but at the same time, you're an athlete, and there's a lot of work that the athletes go through that a lot of people, and I hear so many times, and it blows my mind. I was on full scholarship. I went to a 4-year school and all that, but they were like, "Well, you on scholarship, da da da." But we work. You work, like you say, you 7 days a week, and the practices are hard, the games are harder, they're traveling all over the country, all of those things, and yeah, they might be paying for your books and they pay for your room and board, but they can't give you any money because that's what you're talking about, Walt. So they can't pay you anything, because then you lose your amateur
Eligibility.
status. But that's changed too because of the NIL. So
NIL deals.
now they're getting paid for their name, their likeness, and their image. So because of that, well, to make sure I
Name,
say
image, and
name,
likeness. I
image,
got
and
you.
likeness. But so they're getting paid now, which they wasn't getting paid before when I played, and this is a long time before you, Mike. You wasn't even thought about then. But they all we got was $25 after every game, and that was because we missed our meal. We missed dinner. You miss dinner when you go play, so you don't get a dinner, and you don't really eat a big lunch because you're getting ready to play a game. It's all you had that day was breakfast, and it's like, okay, and then you're in the locker room all day getting ready for a game, and don't be traveling somewhere because it's even worse. So I'm glad you mentioned that you know, being a student athlete, you know, like I say, and a lot of times your focus is it's a job when you get to the college level, because you're going to meetings, you're in the film room, you're at practice, and then you still are required to go to class, and you still got to maintain at least, where I was, at least a 2.0, a C average to be eligible. And a lot of times people miss that. I mean, they were saying, well, your parents can provide some of the stuff, you know, like laundry soap, deodorant, all those things. The school's not giving you that. They're hoping that your parents send you the money to. And I'm like, my mom ain't had no money when I was there. Well, she got some money now that I'm gone. It ain't like that, you know. So that's where a lot of people they miss that part. That it's more to it than just you're on full scholarship, you got it made or whatever. That's not how it works. And even when you're getting signed, so let's imagine Mike would have picked up an agent. That agent is not doing it for free.
Oh,
So
and
now you
to say, so
automatically, that's 5% of that contract or 10% of that contract is going to that agent and accountants and all those other people that's tied into your stuff.
when
So
he said that it was slightly lower than he discussed, I'm thinking on the other side of the table, well, this guy don't have an agent, so he ain't gonna miss that anyway. That's me thinking as the businessman on the other side of the
all they
table.
took
You
was the
know,
agent fee off. They took the agent
yeah,
fee
they just
off.
took his agent fee and said,
There's no
okay,
money.
he's not gonna miss this anyway. So yeah, but
Yeah.
hey man, so knowing what you know now, getting to where you are, is there anything that you would have? I know how excited you were. I know how glad you are to be here. I know how humble you are. But knowing what you know now, hindsight, is there anything you would do different? Like, what would you tell the next guy coming up behind you? If you had a little brother in the same in your shoes, what would you tell him? You know, what would you
Yeah.
give him coming up?
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. Yeah, I would definitely do a little bit of thing. Yeah, I think honestly, what I would do differently is not so much the physical side, but the mental side of the game. I
Okay.
think, you know, because I've been growing a lot mentally, but I wish I could have learned these things earlier. Like I'm talking high school, junior college. I think my biggest piece of advice for like a younger pitcher who really actually wants to go pro and really takes it seriously would be to first get a handle of this up here and be able to control your emotions the best that you can, be able to regulate it. I always try to think of like just a calm, steady wave on a beautiful beach, because it's like if I'm riding this wave, I'm not getting too high and I'm not crashing too low. It's just a
Life in
nice steady
general.
wave. You have to really, honestly, baseball especially, like I think it's more so mentally. And if I could go back in time or like tell my younger self, it would just be to control the things you can control and don't lie to yourself and listen to yourself, because that's another thing. Like it's easy to like listen to other people and everyone has their opinion. And, you know, even at the pro level, like there's coaches that tell you something and deep down in your head, you're thinking, I don't know, like that's not me, you know, that's not what I do. That's not what makes me special. So really, really try to figure out what makes you special. What is your niche? What sets you apart from other guys? And then capitalize on those things, understand what you need to get better at, focus on those things too. Don't just go through the motions, always have a process. Like there's obviously been a lot of days when I was younger where I just go out there and do my thing and not think too much about it. But, you know, take a few extra minutes and come up with a game plan and think, okay, well, I can go out there and just throw mindlessly, or I can go out there and throw and have intention behind each throw, have a plan. This is what I'm trying to work on today. I'm going to execute that, focus on it, and then it'll translate onto the game. But, you know, just understanding that this game's hard and you're going to fail. So that's another thing, is really coming to terms and coming to the reality of that. I'm not the best baseball player on the planet. If I was, I would already be in the big leagues making $100 million. I don't have the best gifts ever given by God, but I do have a lot of gifts, but I'm not the best. You know, I understand that there's a lot of areas that I need to improve on, but I mean, kids need to understand that the mental aspect of the game, every single guy when you get to pro ball is strong, can throw hard, is talented. Every single one. You're not going to get here. I mean, dude, I have teammates who are 6'5" and from Venezuela, and they throw 102 miles an hour. Like, not going to name drop, but I actually had a teammate who I knew who actually got released this year, and he throws 100 miles an hour. And if he's massive, he lifts like 600-pound squat. Like, but you know why he got released? Because of his mental was weak, you know. And no shade, no hate towards the guy. I love him, great guy, has so much talent. He's still young. He still has. He could come back, re-sign. He has the talent, but the thing is, he just needs to work on his mental. And that's where you know, you can go crazy.
So back to the mental. To your point, you know, you hear young guys, especially athletes, make mistakes, which we all make mistakes, and then everyone says, "Oh, this guy is young," and then a guy my age is like, "Well, maybe he needs to come back when he's mature, because this is a grown man sport." But explain to our listeners how disciplined, or how much discipline it takes. You're in professional baseball, but you want to get called up to the majors, right? That's the plan. So you have to always be ready. Irrespective of if they give you a call or not, you have to be ready to go whether they call you or not, correct? Explain how mentally tough it is to stay ready, knowing that you're not there, but always hoping that you're on your way. How does that take a toll on your mental?
Yeah, I mean, you got to understand, like, there's 100 guys in the organization, and you have to understand that they're all competing for the same spot that you are. And so again, you can be friends, but they're your competition. And like, I was in A ball this year. It's like what you say, getting called up. Just getting called up from rookie ball to A ball for me was a big jump. And you know, that's why you got to take it level by level. But it's almost the same way. Like this year, my goal is to end in AA, like get to high A, because I got A+ next. Hopefully I can start in A+. Once I get that call up to AA, even though it's not the major leagues, it's still another level, bigger stadium, better talent, more fans. It's the same thing. And, you know, to stay ready, it's again, it's all a belief thing, and, you know, believing in yourself like that. You know, everything I've said has been good, but if I really wanted to break it down in the simplest, just most basic terms, I would say that you have to believe in yourself. And it, you know, it sounds corny, but it's so true. You know, if the second that you're not believing in yourself is the second that you've lost.
Hey, the dog agrees. He concurs.
Yeah, I know.
Fur baby's all good. You good with fur baby?
We're good with the fur baby, man. We love dogs. We're fine.
Yeah.
Wow. So, Michael, tell us about your program that you have. So you have a program for young pitchers. So tell us a little bit about that.
I do have a program, but I just wanted to finish what I was gonna say really
Oh,
quick.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
No, you're good. Before Chloe interrupted me, I was gonna say that like the biggest thing that I've learned and that like the hardest thing for me was like performance anxiety and like fear of failure.
Mhm.
And if I'm being real, I think that's what almost all athletes, when they have anxiety, that's what it is. Like, you know, every level you move up, you're on a bigger stage, more eyes are on you, and nobody wants to look bad. Like, you don't want to lose, you don't want to look bad. You know, that's everybody. Everybody has a little bit of an ego. We all want to look good. So it's getting over that and understanding that failure is inevitable, and understanding that as long as you believe in yourself, you know, you'll have confidence, because confidence is the absence of fear, and fear is the absence of confidence. And that was the biggest thing that I've learned since being in pro ball. You know, it's so simple to say, but once your mind really can understand that and process it, it might be 1 second where you're having anxiety and fear, and then you realize, wait, no, I've been here before. I know what I'm doing. I can do this.
So you have the ability to face your fear.
Exactly.
That's what the confidence allows you to face your fear, because fear, hey man, trust me, without fear, you become, in my mind, almost reckless, because you have to have a healthy fear, a healthy respect for whatever you're doing. And that's just my opinion, you know, and that's the
100%.
process.
And
Okay.
it's all about experiences. Like they say, you live and you learn. You do. Like
Absolutely.
I was really good in high school. I never like gave up a home run. I thought I was untouchable. And then one day, man, this kid hit the ball onto the school, bro. And I remember that day. I still remember. I was like, wow, like I just got destroyed. And you know, it was a good experience for me. It made me realize, like, dude, I'm not God. Like, I'm just a guy with a ball. I can, you know, I'm human, you know, and you have to get your shit kicked in sometimes so you can move forward and grow from it. So
Big Jack was top 50 in the state. Tell him your story, Big Jack.
No,
top
that was my thing. I was one of the top 30 players on the East Coast. Top 30.
Okay,
Big Jack. When I got to Virginia Tech, I met the other 29. So they always we always the top. So that's why I tell people and that's true. So it's when you get to that next level, you start meeting all the best in the world, and like saying you're at rookie ball, and you talking about getting to the A level, and then you get to A+ and AA. And like saying, and imagine when you do get on the big stage and you're up there with the majors, it's like, this is the best in the world. These players have done the work to get there. You didn't accidentally get there.
Yeah,
you was the most prepared. You was there when they needed you. And because you do hold I would say, a special gift that you have, being left-handed. Because a lot of times, you know, there's a whole lot more right-handers than there are left-handers. So that gives you a little bit of advantage over that. So if you keep doing your job. But before we get to your camp, because I know I threw that question out there, but you made a comment about it was just you and the batter. So that's like I say, you're up there, just you and the batter. As a catcher, I was kind of insulted when you said that, because I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
That's not what I meant, Jack. I'm not going to leave the catcher out, okay? Honestly, the catcher has a lot of influence on a game. He might have the most influence of the game. He's the captain of the team. He's the one calling the shots. He's the only guy who can see the entire field at once.
Right.
And like I had a great catcher this year. Shout out Ben Hartle, great catcher. I mean, your catcher can make you feel more confident, or he can make you feel less confident. I think, a good catcher is, your pitcher makes a good pitch and you let him know, like, hey, good pitch, attaboy, you give him some confidence, good framing. Catchers are super important, man. I didn't want to overlook.
Oh, yeah, please don't. I'm just saying, I know the stuff that I used to say to the batters.
I was about to say, is the catcher talking trash?
I talked a lot of trash to the batters. So much trash to the batters.
Okay.
I was he's getting ready to throw some stuff you ain't never seen before. You ain't never seen this. So you might as well go ahead and just take this strike and we will walk on off.
Man.
So I talked a lot of trash to the batters, to the point the ump used to say, all right, catch, that's enough catch. That's enough catch. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, if you can get in the batter's head, I mean, shoot, yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
So now when you said that, I'm like, okay, and I'm down with the one-on-one with the but the catcher do have a lot of work. But now
so basically, y'all jump the guy is what you're telling me. The batter gets jumped.
Let's help us walk through the camp. We want to make sure, Michael, that we promote the camp, and what do we have to do to get in the camp, and tell us a little bit about it. So what you got?
Yeah, so I started MTPA. I wanted to do pitching lessons, but I guess MTPA, Michael Trausch Pitching Academy. My mom kind of gave me the idea to do that and like kind of make it like a brand, I guess. I was just gonna put like flyers up on Facebook, say here like lessons. But yeah, we made the website. It's awesome. Basically, it's just sessions, is private pitching sessions for youth pitchers. Now, youth, that could be from 10 years old all the way up to high school, college even. So we're talking 18, like 10 to 18. I have a couple clients right now, 11 and 12. So, you know, they're young. I just do it on the side. I train every day, but then after I train, I'll go to a park. I have the equipment. I set it up, and then I do a pitching lesson with the kids. So, you know, it's a lot of it is just, you know, how they're moving, just the fundamentals. Like that's, you have to understand the age group you're working with. And I know that like when I was that age, there were a lot of pitching coaches that I would go to or hitting coaches, and I feel like they didn't really help me that much. I kind of just would go through the motion. So I really like to get the kids thinking about, why are you doing this? What do you feel when you do this? This is what you want to feel, and really like go through the motions with them so they can really feel it out. So a lot of the stuff we do isn't even throwing necessarily. It's just using water bags or just feeling our body move on the mound. Certain like agility drills, because pitchers have to have fast reflexes. Yeah. And then after that, then we'll get on the mound. I'll watch them throw. I'll play catch with them, or they'll throw it into the net. And if they want to work on like a curveball, or, you know, because these are young kids, like sometimes it's hard for me, like I have to understand, like, you know, this kid's 11 years old. Like he's still just a kid, like, and he's just out here having fun. So that's, you just make sure they have fun, and just making sure that they're learning how to be a baseball player the right way, because you know, my biggest thing is like health. I really want to make sure these kids are healthy and they can build a routine that can last them, that'll keep them healthy, because, you know, arm injuries have skyrocketed. So I really want to make sure these kids are moving in the right way, understanding the game of baseball, like understanding not like to manage their workload and how much they're throwing, getting them on a consistent routine, and just making sure they're having fun. So yeah, it's been a blast. I got 2 kids right now, and they're really cool. I'm really glad I started doing it. It's a blast. So all you have to do is just go to my website. It's on my Instagram. And from my website, you can just sign up, you can click, you can ask me questions, DM me, and I'll get back to them as soon as possible. So either just DM me on Instagram or go to my website. It's themtpa.com, and I'll get back to them quick. So I'm excited. I like the kids, man. It's fun.
We have your site in the chat, so they'll make sure if anybody wants to go, definitely go to the chat, and you can find Michael's his I don't want to call it a camp, but his program for pitchers.
Pitching Academy.
Yeah, the academy. Yeah, so your academy for pitchers. So there's 2 things I got to ask you before we close this out. What is your signature pitch? So what is the one pitch that's your go-to? What's your smoke? What you got? Am I giving you a 1? Am I giving you the 2, 3? We got something else going on?
You're actually giving me a 4, and you're going to wiggle your fingers a little bit.
Okay, all right.
What the world is that? This action here? What is that?
What's that? Good old changeup. Good old lefty changeup.
Right.
I throw my fastball the most. I got a good fastball, but my changeup is my bread and butter.
Define the changeup for me. Define, for the guy that's not the baseball, define it, because I'm thinking, okay, it just changes speed, changes direction. What is the changeup?
Yeah, so I mean, you're almost on point right there. So it got the name changeup because you have a fastball. Typically, every pitcher's got their fastball, and the changeup is almost like you're pulling the string. It's a slow fastball with movement. So you know, the hitter's only got a second to react. So like a changeup, typically it's going to move either straight down or down and away from the batter.
Okay.
So if I'm throwing it to a right-handed hitter, that I throw it more to righties than lefties, and you'll see it too. Righties throw it more to left-handed hitters than right-handed hitters.
Okay.
And it usually dives and fades away from the batter, and it's slower. So out of my hand, it looks like a fastball, and then, you know, it's actually 12 miles an hour slower and diving.
Wow. 12 miles per hour slower.
My changeup's like 80 miles an hour, and diving. Yeah. So and it moves a lot. So sometimes it's hard for me to locate it. I'm not gonna lie. So that's what I'm working on right now, is locating my off speeds. I have good off speeds, but just being able to command it a little better, especially against lefties, because I would throw it all the time to righties, but commanding it better to lefties. That'll put me in a really good spot. I threw 91 changeups this year, and I didn't give up a hit on it.
Oh wow! No,
So as
awesome.
a batter, it just throws my whole rhythm off. It just
Well,
throws
the
the
thing
batter.
is, that's a setup too. It's a good setup because
right.
I gotta set you up with a curve or set you up especially with a fastball to get you with a changeup. Because if you're looking for fast, like he getting ready to smoke me with this thing.
So once I see you, once you see him grip real hard and grit his teeth, now we got action. It's time to
like
hit him with the changeup, man.
That Bugs Bunny cartoon with his 1, 2, 3 strikes you out.
1, 2, 3, and
just swinging at it like you ain't gonna hit it. You ain't gonna hit it. That thing's still out. It's still in his hand. You already swung. I got you.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's where that catcher comes in handy. Like, all right, here come the smoke. You better get ready. You better watch out. He coming.
Yeah. I'm going to do more baseball games this summer, man, and I appreciate that, Michael. Because now you kind of just piqued my interest some more. As far as giving me the more than the strikes and balls, but you kind of giving me the behind the scenes stuff, man. I kind of look at it differently now. So I'm definitely going to check out some more baseball. And hopefully, if you come to town, man, we'll get to check you out. If you come in this area, I'm in DC. Jack is in this area in the DMV. We'd like to see you, man.
Yeah. Oh, sounds good for sure.
Yeah. So keep us posted. We'd like to come out and support you. 100%.
So, Michael, before we close out, Mike, I'm gonna ask you this. So it's the 9th inning. Your team is up by 1. You're in the dugout. Well, now you're in the bullpen. You've already been warmed up, and they call you in. You're the relief. You're going to finish out this game. We need you. We need 3 strikes. We're going to finish this game out.
Yeah.
What's the mental state going in? Are you how you feeling walking out of the bullpen into the mound, setting up? What's going on? What's tracing through your brain right now?
I think the only thing going through my brain is fuck this hitter. And I'm gonna get him, and that's all that matters. Is just fuck him. Like that's it. Like you just gotta go out there. Don't even look at the fans. Don't even think about the situation. Make it as simple as possible. Like what I would do is I would literally envision that it was just me and him. Like the place I train at in the off season, Push. We would do live ABs there, like just in the cage, and I would just envision like it's literally just me and him. Like there isn't even a catcher here, bro. It's just me and him, and there's no fans, and I'm about to get him out right here.
Wow.
That's it. Like it's just me and him. Fuck this hitter, and
you gotta go, huh?
Right. So that's the mindset. We coming out there and then screw this hitter. He's done.
And of course, the hitter is thinking something about you too. You do know that, right?
Oh, 100%.
He has a different plan. Yeah, he's got a different plan too. So that's interesting, and that's where the mano a mano comes in. And I definitely understand that, and that's where you started. Yeah.
But the thing is, that's another strategy that the team is using because of the fact that hitter probably already faced one pitcher 3 times. And now you're throwing this person off out of the dugout. I've never seen him. So he's sitting there watching you warm up, trying to get your rhythm down, get all of that. And you're coming out left-handed. That's just, because you might only come out for that one batter. And then that's it. Your day is done. It's like, here's my job. I pitched one batter, and that was all I had to get this one man out, and that's it. So yeah,
exactly.
Toes on out. Let's go. Get on the bus. We got a bus to catch. Man. We got a bus to catch. Let's go.
But Mike, man, it has been a true pleasure having you
on
the show, and definitely I'm gonna ask you to hang over once we close this out. You already know anytime you are more than welcome to come back on our stage. Looking forward to seeing and hearing more about you in 2026. And again, thank you for hanging out with us tonight for sure.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me, Big Jack, Walt. It's been a blast. It's been a pleasure. I always enjoy coming on here. So just let me know, and it's been real.
No, we appreciate that.
We appreciate you, sir.
Yeah. Yes, sir. So for everybody that's out there that's watching, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you for being with us the whole year, 2025. It's hard to believe we're right at the end of this year. We want to say happy holidays to you, happy New Year's to you. We ask you to tune in and get ready because when we come back with the next Sharpening Iron show with a live guest, it will be under a whole new brand. So we're having a brand change. And things is getting ready to blow up in our world because we're going into the universe. So we thank you all for hanging out with us. My man, Walt Talks, thank you for a wonderful year with you, my brother. Michael, thank you for being the guest. Boss B in the back. I know Mama Lines is in the back. Thank you all. And everyone out there has been supporting us. Everybody that's out there has been with us through the thick and the thin and watched us grow. Look out, 2026 is going to be amazing. So stay tuned. If you haven't already hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're new and haven't hit the subscribe button, hit the subscribe button. And definitely, if you're not a full member of the Iron Sharpening Iron universe, go ahead and become a member, because you get a lot of stuff before everybody else get to see it. And we're going to be dropping a whole lot more nuggets in 2026. But until next year, honestly, before we have another live guest, but we're going to do a special show on Wednesday. So don't miss Wednesday's Iron Sharpening Iron show. We're going to do a little recap of everything that happened in 2025. So you might want to tune in for that to see how much we grew in that 1 year. So, but until then, I'm going to ask you all to stay sharp. We'll talk to you later. Again, happy holidays, happy new year. We'll talk to you later. God bless you. Peace. Thanks, Mike.
Peace.